I'm here with another episode of Stoney Shire Soapbox.
Cut.
I'm Brian, and this is Tim Parker. And
Just
today
kidding.
we're going to be talking about Tim and how he got started. So from the college choir to the rural star, Mayfair on the Green, performing many instruments. There's a lot to discuss.
Right?
Which of these brings you the most joy out of?
I'm going to say, actually, it's not just playing the instruments. It's that it's my music that I'm playing. You know, that's why I don't consider myself playing a specific instrument at any given time. I consider myself playing the contents of my mind.
And so the creative, like the
Yeah,
creative
exactly.
part. That's amazing.
Exactly.
That's talent 101 right there to be able to.
Well, it could be talent. It could be a way of looking at or approach. You know, a way of looking at things.
And how did you first get into music?
Well, I wasn't particularly into music. Although I got a record contract when I was 10 years old. I got 10 records for a penny. Yeah. Don't worry, my mom actually canceled that over the phone. Yeah, so I got unsigned. Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really couldn't give two wits about music.
I remember those deals.
Right. Yeah, until I got hit by a car.
Yeah.
And I think, brain damage brought me right there.
Yeah. That kind of made you inspired you to pursue the music.
Right. Well, yeah, I was in the hospital just really wheeling myself around. I was pretty banged up. And delusional too. And they also had me on something really good.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Right, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I wheeled myself over to a piano and just spontaneously started beating on the keys, right? And people gathered, like I felt like the pinball wizard or something,
And at that point you'd never played an instrument?
No. And, charged right in. So when I got home, I started playing, and I thought I invented the major chords. That's how much I did not know, you know? It's like, hey, look at this. Wee.
Plus, with it drawing the crowd, that kind of makes you inspired to keep doing it, because then you get the attention and the people and the other people that love music, and when you're creating it, if they enjoy it, that's just it makes you feel really good, it fills your heart up. Yeah it's true. And you created the Mayfair.
Yes, I did. Actually, I was in a band with my son that played Renaissance fairs, right? We were playing them in Boston and New York and, Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair and so on. And I was like, I want to get one gig in my area code.
Yeah.
If I have to make it myself, So we did. And
so we did.
Yeah.
And people make suggestions and they say it's a great idea, but if they don't do anything about it, it's just, it's kind of, when you actually did, you followed through with it and created it, and now we all get to enjoy it, and so many people in the area.
Yeah, and of course we didn't get to play our own fair because, we were working too hard.
And there's the music the whole time. There's the battle scenes. There's the dancing hags. I believe was the first time I ever seen them was at the Mayfair, right?
Yes.
And they're incredible too, and they come to a lot of other local events now.
Well, actually, there's groups of those hags everywhere
in the whole United States.
There's
right?
There's a group in Germany who started it. Hexenhall, I think my wife is knows of them. But everywhere you go, you find those witches kind of popping up all over the place.
It's talent to do, and they dress up and which goes with the Renaissance stuff.
It's not one of the more creative things at Renaissance fairs because it's a literal copy and paste from what they're doing in Germany.
And it's everywhere.
Yeah. So actually, I disinvited them this year.
Really?
I wanted people who are doing like original stuff.
What inspired you to pursue it, like the music and? Anything particular?
This is interesting. I had instruments lying around, and my son and I would just pick them up and jam, and it would sound kind of like people would ask us to do it, you know, when they found out about it. And I saw this, it was a little classified in the paper that said, looking for a Renaissance act, which was in a month, right? And I called my son and said, I'll bet we can do this. So we just got some gear and dressed that way, and we played, and it went over pretty well. So we started pitching ourselves. Our second gig was the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, which is the size of a city in itself, really? You know, and yeah, there we were, you know, at the front gate with 20,000 people streaming by. It's our second gig, you know.
Congratulations! That's an incredible achievement.
It's like a Navy SEAL training camp. We had like 8 sets a day, you know. Different parts of the park. So we were like, you know, like my son was holding a sitar and a drum, and I was holding like flutes and a gopachan, a bulbul tarang, all these
and all day
crazy instruments running from stage to stage.
For days, like how many days was?
That was every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So 3 days.
13 weeks.
And how many hours? Like
that would be about 7 hours a day. So
good for you. That's incredible. That's hard work, and it's really, and you were enjoying it, so it wasn't like work at all, right? Yeah. Looking ahead, like how do you envision yourself in your musical journey in the future?
Well, I've got a few projects right now. In fact, harpist, I was talking with at one of the festivals, and I said, you know, I always wanted to try ambient music, you know. And she said, someone would have to shoot you with a tranquilizer dart first. And I said, is that a double dog dare? And she said, you're on. So I've got an ambient music project, and I'm working with a really gifted yoga instructor who does guided visualizations while I play the ambient music on like flutes and synthesizer and that type of thing. And I cut an album called "Adrift on the Inner River," and it has 187,000 spins on Spotify so far. So, you know, it's actually getting checks from Spotify.
That's incredible. So that's the ambiance is like your future projects.
That's one of
like
them.
Your kind of, is that a short term or a long term goal?
That's, you know, how often do you get to say that your music is actually helping people?
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So
yep.
That's going to be a long term thing. But
amazing.
I have a project that I'm working with my wife called the Maenads, and that's performance art. What we do is we enact myths and folklore, and my wife and her friends belly dance, and I write the music for that.
That sounds very enjoyable. Like a lot of people are gonna get like, you know,
we did it. We just did it in Syracuse Saturday, and I'm still recovering from that right now.
It sounds like
it's a workout.
Yeah. Especially a lot of the instruments and stuff you're playing, and you have to lug it around and set up.
Well, I was thinking about, you know, the carpets I had to carry up the hill, you know, for the dancing, you know.
Yep.
And, you know, all the props. Yeah. But
and then you do that.
Stunning.
Yeah. In Mayfair, you do that for so many other things. It's just like second nature probably by now.
Right?
Like the setting up for the.
And then, starting 2 years ago, when I was a kid, I was really into horror. Just, you know, I just like to have the Jesus scared right out of me, you know, and that suddenly came back to me, and, you know, like after decades, right? Just really enjoying good horror. And
make sure your heart was still working.
Right, yeah, exactly.
When my heart's pounding out of my chest, I know I got the Jesus scared out of me.
You know, I was half of my brain is like Scooby-Doo and the other half is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang from when I was growing up.
That's a really good way to describe it. Like, break it down into two parts. Yeah.
So I started playing horror music, at horror venues,
That's incredible.
I love it. Yeah, I have this character called the Dead Jester that legit scares grown-ups.
Yeah. So you're dressed as a jester and you're like...
Dead. Yeah. Yes. A dead jester. And, I play a lot of Mike Myers and my own original spooky stuff, which led to me writing the music for the Sinister Minutes podcast.
That's incredible.
Which is, I love that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like, because you're really talented and you're good at it, so it's kind of easy, but you enjoy it because it's a challenge at the same time. You make it look easy, but it's not.
This is funny because I'm writing spooky ass music like for half an hour a week. Finished product half an hour a week. You know what I mean? Which is. It's like writing a mini symphony every freaking week, right?
It's cool, though.
Yeah, it is. But I noticed when I was listening to some of the belly dance music I was writing that spookiness was starting to creep in.
Yeah, you're carrying it with you. If you could go back and start fresh and dedicate all your time to one thing, an effort to, what would it be?
Origami.
Origami? Really?
With one hand in the dark. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be really cool.
No.
Origami with one hand in the dark.
I would never want to be one thing. That's the
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because each thing informs every other thing.
Yeah.
So your whole life becomes more nuanced in these ways that you never predicted.
Yeah. That's an incredible answer. Like, wow, dude. Origami in the dark. But it's not just origami in the dark. It's like your mind in the dark, too, because you come out, it's something different every time. So that's incredible, man. Wow. You've been married to Carrie for quite some time now. And you also have a son.
Yes.
And has your family shaped and influenced your journey a lot, I'm sure?
It has, certainly on a daily basis.
Still, so continuing every day, it's still shaping.
My son is a mad genius, so when the phone rings and it's him, I know I'm gonna learn crazy shit.
Yeah, and hear some cool ass stuff.
Yeah, he's the most intelligent person I'm not being a dad. Yeah. People always think I'm being a dad when I talk about my son until they meet him, and then they're like, "Wow!"
And he's so he gets a lot of his talent and stuff from probably you and your wife's side. So he's like double.
Yeah, exactly.
Double whammy. He's got the best of you and your wife. That's good for him, man. That's incredible.
His work is a little bit too all-encompassing right now, but for a while he was recording electronic music on subways and filming it.
So you had the sounds of the brakes and all the subway sounds.
What he did was he would set up his phone and sit down and play
on the subway.
Synthesizers and sequencers and layer electronic music. And what he was doing is he did the A train and the C train, and he would ride that subway, right? Jot down his impressions, and then he'd start composing, and then he'd perform it on that subway. So it's like a half-hour journey. Some of it's you're looking out the window, some of it is him playing, and people looking at him like,
That's incredible, because then he got to enjoy the time in the subway, the people you meet, the things, and the people you entertain. And you with music, when those people exit that train, he touched a part of their life and made their day better. It's weird how music, you just hear a song and you start singing it. If you hear one of your songs and you just carry it and you're humming it. If a humming person cannot be mad or something, they say.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, it is absolutely true. So if they heard his music and they heard the tones, they carry it. That's amazing.
Right?
So you're not only creating stuff, you're helping people along the way always. And music is always a great learning curve or how you play like classical music and musical instruments, how if you have that playing in the background, it helps your mind think and focus.
Oh,
and
now here's an interesting story. This happened in the 90s, of course, but I had heard on National Public Radio that if you played Mozart specifically to your child before they were born, they would have a significantly higher IQ. So I literally popped headphones on Carrie's stomach and was playing Kershaw 515 and 516 of the string quintets,
Apparently it's proof. Like, it's proven that it works because your son is living proof.
Crazy
that it
smart.
really, that it really does. And I've heard things like that, and like there's Baby Mozart where it's like kids, they play the music and it's a video with all the little animals and stuff.
Oh yeah, the Suzuki method, right?
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that really helps too. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, they say if you throw a baby in the water with a violin, they'll learn how to swim.
Bullshit. I'm just like thinking, I mean, they might hold the violin and float, but it's about it.
You're going to have a disclaimer under here.
Do not try it at home.
I'm going to add something in there. I don't know why.
So funny. So Mayfair on the Green. Let's go back to it's evolving every year. And,
yes,
it seems
keep
to be
changed up.
It's outgrowing the park it's in too a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of parking there too, which is great.
Right. There's also plenty of parking 2 miles in every direction.
On the road. Yep. Do you plan to keep it in the town, or are there thoughts of moving it?
We're gonna do more festivals in the future, but that one, park. No, not there. Other places, other ideas. One project that I have might be relevant to that. I'm not sure, but I had this insight, right, that AI is trying to take all of our jobs, right?
Agreed.
And I thought, well, why don't I try to take AI's job, right? So I created this character called Delectro, right? And he's from the future, right? And in the future, video games are kind of like wars, right? I call them the console wars, right? And he was trying to get hopped up so that he would win, get power in the console war, right? So he bought some underground tech that you had to pour in your eye, right? It's like nanobots that would just make you more powerful. But of course, he was being ripped off. It just made his body disappear, and he shot into the nearest computer, and he spent all his time being chased around by virus protection software. Until this AI met him and fell in love with him, right?
Yep. That's incredible sounding.
Sent him back into the past, 3D printing him a body. And he's a techno musician. He's AI and human, and he's a techno musician, and I wrote the music for that project.
That sounds amazing, like the storyline and if that was turned into a movie or a cartoon, that'd be incredible.
I'm thinking that would be a great comic book.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Comic book it would be.
It's steampunk. 100% steampunk idea.
That's incredible, man. That's a great idea.
And I wrote like all this techno music. I've done like dubstep, psytrance, Goa, like the whole 9 yards. Sometimes all in one song,
So that's gonna be, if you could, boy, to see that in reality.
What I'm gonna do is I'm putting a costume together for it, and then I'm gonna book as the character Delectro and play the music.
That'll be great. I can't wait. I'd love to see that. Let me know when you're booking, because
I'll definitely
come watch the show. How long does it typically take to plan the Mayfair?
Actually, it's not so much planning, but choosing what people who are pitching themselves to us, you know? And then, of course, we have, like, an insane number of vendors. We have to make sure that they're right for the event.
Hand-picked the right one. Because they have to be with the... Because there's, like, artists there, too, that have, like they could paint you and, like, in your Renaissance stuff, so it'd be very relevant for the Renaissance fair. I know Tim has mentioned to me before the fairgrounds in Boonville, someday having some sort of Renaissance fair there. That you'd be perfect to help coordinate and create and do something like that in the future, maybe.
I have to say, what's important to me is that the location itself is beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I learned the hard way because I ended up, this one municipality contacted me about having a fair, and when I showed up at the site, it was like a baseball diamond, you know? There's no way to make it look good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I had a festival at Irwin Park called the Adirondack Renaissance Fantasy Fair. And
it's a nice venue.
I would do it again if they got rid of that exercise equipment, which is
up
just
on the top. Yeah, it's
ugly.
Yeah, it's right in the way. There's some beautiful rocks and trees, and then you got that.
Right. Although whoever did that had a good heart.
Yeah, because it's nice for all of us to go, because there's some walking trails, and then you can work out and then walk away. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
So I get it. It's just, I'd have a fair there. I don't know. We might be able to like decorate them in some way, but it's
make
for
them
me
look like
it's like
horses or something.
Yeah, you start with a location that people want to be.
Yeah,
you know,
where there will be a group of people to actually come. Yeah, because Boonville's got a lot of us that love stuff like that. Because we all travel. We'll travel 4 hours to go to stuff that we want to see.
Yeah,
we'll travel 4 hours to go watch a concert. We'll go travel 4 hours to go to something amazing.
It's funny. That's I always tell my friends elsewhere that we live in the one place in America where everything absolutely cool is exactly 5 hours away.
100%. Yep. You're 100% correct. Yep.
Which is just in between getting a hotel or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It depends on what time it ends to drive home. Because if it ends at 10, I'm just getting a hotel. I want to get home at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
But that makes it more enjoyable too, because then you get up, have the breakfast, and drive home, and that's memories too. And
that's true.
And
absolutely.
I like, get a decent hotel room.
Yeah.
What's the most memorable or humorous experiences from organizing and attending the Mayfair?
Oh, let's see. I find myself endlessly entertained by the new acts that we hire. There's so much talent, and I'm so like you know how Google is set up, where A's only hire A's, right? Talented people, right? Historically, hire someone a little less talented than them so they don't take their job, right?
Absolutely.
Well, on Google, you get in trouble for dumbing down your hiring, right? You want to get the most talent, not the least. And that's the way I feel about the Mayfair. I want someone who could potentially kick my ass. Do you know what I mean?
Because then eventually you could hand it over to somebody who would actually be successful.
Well, I have to say, I'm grateful when I come across talent. I mean, that there's something to enjoy that's original and unique. I'm grateful when I see that.
And it definitely,
that matters to me.
It changes it too, because having new talent instead of the same over and over, like you said earlier about some of the places that aren't coming back because they're just over. You see them everywhere and in parades and stuff. So you want people that are like you don't see every day.
Right, exactly. It makes I've got people who are talented enough to do something new all the time too. Because I'm not afraid of talent.
Like some of that stuff they're doing they're athletes.
Yeah,
absolutely. They're literal athletes. They're like the sword fighting and the running and chase like that.
Yeah,
I can't do a lot of that stuff. I mean, I can, but I don't know if I can get up out of bed the next day.
I've been super lucky, because when I played King Richard's Fair, I got our ferry from there. Thank you. And I got our Shakespeare from Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair.
So you've been pulling acts from all over the...
Well, it's like if I'm playing their fair, it's, I feel like, it's, they'll give me hell if I don't hire them,
Yeah, that does make sense, yeah. Kind of one hand washes the other,
right.
And
so...
Yeah. In a lot of ways, that's, I can understand
that's how,
that.
Yeah.
If someone were to assist you and you had some outside support, what do you think would be the most helpful in achieving your goals?
I think an astronaut who could plant my ideas in orbit. Yeah.
My uncle, how's my cousin? I'd say, and he'd go, "Oh, he's still working for NASA. He's always in outer space."
That's right.
He's always in outer space because he's like a struggling actor. He's trying to be an actor out in Hollywood. So my uncle, we all support him. Good for you. Do what you want. But my uncle's never been that way with him. So he's always just he's in outer space. He's,
right. If you don't have the bug, you don't get it.
Yeah,
I think,
he really's been pretty successful at it. He's been a return visits on soap operas. Days of Our Lives and stuff. Hey, that's a job.
Yeah.
A job's
no,
a job.
That's a gig.
Yeah, yep. And he's talked at big events and opened and stuff. So it's crazy. So it'd be great to have an astronaut putting it,
Yeah, there
if
you
you
go.
could look up in the sky at night and see your ideas written into space.
Right.
That'd be clever and amazing.
Would that be helpful? Yeah.
The other day, because there's 2 moons orbiting the Earth right now, there's
That's
this
right.
asteroid, right? My girlfriend goes, and everyone's looking up. She goes, "I surely thought when we looked down, you were gonna be mooning us. See 2 moons?" It was cloudy, so you couldn't see that second asteroid.
Yeah, that's right. My moon is in Aquarius, so I'm kind of like.
What's some of the biggest challenges you faced balancing your music career, the Mayfair, life in general, always?
Right now, it's fighting ageism and booking shows. That's my biggest challenge.
That's a bullshit thing. Ageism
I'm grateful that I'm as busy as I am, but it takes twice as much.
Yeah, because you're older, and they think, they think you're not.
Yeah, and they think it's time for me to sit down.
Why would they think you're not going to put on a good show and being enjoyable just because you're older?
Right.
And if anything, you'd be better at it because you have experience.
Well, there's ageism.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah,
ageism's bullshit, man. Because there's heightism, there's shortism,
right? I have some of that too.
Yeah, there's all that. There's all these different types of isms, but they should just.
Yeah, except short people deserve it.
Yeah, yeah. Just want to
kidding.
Kick them for some reason. My friend used to say, "I just really want a pet midget," and I'm like, "I don't know if you can call him that." He's like, "Dwarf." I'm like, "I don't know. You can call him, dude. It's horrible out, but that's what we all grew up calling him.
Right?
It's kind of crazy." Oh, can you play a quick tune for us?
No.
Aw, dang it.
Right?
Yeah, what's
people
this
either
called
say,
again?
"What is that thing?" and I say, "It's a melodica."
It's a melodica,
right? Or they say, "Is that a melodica?"
So it's a melodica.
It's a melodica. Yes.
Melodica.
Yes.
Sounds like some sort of band. Melodica.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Can you play it without blowing in it or nothing?
No.
And you have to blow on it. Okay. Yeah. See, I've never seen something like this. This is
actually
incredible.
I can play it without blowing into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
See that horror is starting to creep in a little bit.
Excellent, man. That is incredible.
Thank
you can play without blowing in it. So
yeah,
that's that seemed effortless for you.
But you see what I mean? You can get vibrato
on
a note, you know?
That was incredible, man. Is there any other quick tunes or any other instruments or anything, other toys you brought? I saw some weird gadgets, man.
Gallery.
Yeah,
and they said bring small instruments. Right?
What is this?
It's an iwi.
Iwi.
Which is an electronic flute.
This thing is amazing. Wow, man. I did not expect that sound to come out of that. Like, that was like mesmerizing.
Isn't that weird?
That is a beautiful instrument.
Yeah, this is like $3.
What?
Right?
3?
Well, eBay, you know.
Oh, okay. But still, like, I'd butcher it, but man, you make it sound so elegant and so like peaceful. That was just, I don't know. I have no words, man. Thank you. That was
totally
incredible.
Never know what's gonna win over an audience, right?
Yeah.
And because I bought things that were like expensive that people just, you know, and then it's like, I think I paid $30 for the melodica too, you know.
And those are both very, very good sounding, entertaining. I could listen to those for hours, and that's those some of the stuff you record for your recordings.
I can use any instrument for horror. Like, I am learning how to play the violin specifically, and I've always wanted to do this. H.P. Lovecraft had a story called The Music of Eric Zahn, right, where like this composer, he's making music kind of like that opens the gates of hell, you know, and you have to imagine the music in the story, right? And I thought, I want to do that, and we did it.
So you're doing that now, or
that's the 12th episode of Sinister Minutes.
Really?
Eric Zahn.
That's gotta sound incredible.
And
like
I played the violin for it.
So how long have you been playing the violin?
I haven't.
Your answers are amazing. Like, I haven't. I'm still. I know you have some dates and some events and stuff you want to let us know about.
Yeah.
Can we hear about those?
I'm playing sort of a dyad next weekend at the Fulton Polish Home. There's a fantasy fest.
Fulton Polish Home.
And last year they hired me to play for 8 hours, and I played 8 hours non-stop.
That's incredible,
right? And when they pitched me this time, I said, "Am I going to play for 8 hours?" And she said, "No. You've got 2 45-minute sets."
Nice. That's a lot easier on your body and
for
your mind.
For the same price. So, yeah.
That's
I think I feel like I did it. I didn't repeat myself either. 8 hours.
That's incredible. Yeah, because that's a lot of different music instruments. Probably, how many different instruments did you use for 8 hours?
Well, I used just about everything, and then
for the 45.
And then some, yeah. I brought a piano, which is my main instrument. A couple of synthesizers, hammered dulcimer, glockenspiel, guitar.
So for 45 minutes, you probably use like 4 in the first set, 4 in the other, or something like that. Or?
Yeah, but you don't know which one.
Yeah, you just kind of not wing it, but you're gonna have something in your mind.
No, I absolutely wing it.
Do you? That's amazing, dude.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Yes. I love that.
Because that's where real things emerge.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Also, you read a room and you can feel kind of what it wants, and then you begin to like knead that like dough and give it to
you
them,
could take away too, like,
yes,
so they're liking it, take it away so you can give it back to them and
right,
have them
for sure,
pick them back up, bring them,
and then I can make them jump out the window.
Scare them right out of the room. So, and you're just talented all the way around in general with music.
I fiddle around.
Organizing events, festivals.
Experiment.
Other, because we had said, I don't think we said on this, how if you don't ever, like, make mistakes, you never learn. And
that's
so you
absolutely
constantly
true.
have to make mistakes.
And sometimes you can package your mistakes.
Yeah, that's...
you know?
Yeah.
But
it makes something great out of a package of mistakes for sure.
Yeah. Well, you screw up enough, you learn fast.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you never make a mistake, you never really learn anything ever.
That's absolutely. And you cannot be afraid to screw up.
Yeah.
Or to be awful. Yeah.
If you're not.
Yeah, you can't be afraid.
That's incredible, man. Do you have
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Oh, I was gonna say, the project I haven't talked about at all, one that I haven't booked lately, is actually one of my favorite projects called the S.O.A.P Collective.
Where?
And usually at art galleries and art museums.
Okay, just they'll book you for different art galleries.
Well,
museums.
no. The S.O.A.P Collective it's a project where a painter paints, right? Okay. And I interpret the painting while it's being painted on different musical instruments. And it gets real spooky.
Yeah,
real fast.
Really like colorful and amazing too.
Well, but what I mean is when I'm saying spooky now, I'm meaning there's this loop between the music and the art, and you can begin to see your music in the art, and they can begin to hear their art
in the music.
That's
incredible. Like this so spooky, as in like you see it all coming together. Like
it's
you're
like
not,
psychic communication.
There's no collaboration at all. You're just doing it, and it's just happening, and that's
just
incredible.
Happening.
It's an eerie feeling when you're seeing it and it's hearing it, and like
because the stuff that comes out of that is unlike my other music.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah. So it's no like. There's no rhyme or reason when you walk in. You're looking at the painting and the colors and playing what you're interpreting from the colors. And
the shapes and
that's
texture.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Like, so it's not only is it art in the music, there's actually art being physically painted or drawn.
Right. And it's the fact that they unite so completely is what I mean by spooky.
Yes, that's what I got from that. Yep.
When you see it, you understand it, but there's no way to really explain it
until you experience it.
Yeah.
Without that experience, it's like, but explaining it to me, I understood it. But man, I'd love to. The next time you do that, you gotta let us know. They should put it on the soapbox. Put tag Tim in there. That'd be amazing, because that's incredible. I'd love to, and I know my girlfriend would love to go, and so many people around here, like just to go and listen, and just that sounds so amazing. Thank you for doing that, because I've never even heard of that.
Oh, I think I've been doing it for like 15 years now.
Really?
I've used 3 or 4 different artists.
That's like, to experience, it's got to be. What are the people that come out of that think or say or?
Well, it's funny because at some places it's like they're watching a tennis match. They're going like. Other people kind of get into the spirit of it, you know what I mean? And I had one idea that I thought would be great, would be to have a tapas chef, create
a meal?
Meals that are like different colors. You know what I mean?
While you're playing the music to the food?
Yes.
That'd be incredible, because then you'd have the smell too.
Yeah, that's what I call transmedia,
Yeah. Because like with the color and the paint, you smell the paint and you hear the music and you feel the music. But with the smell of the food, with the colors and the art, with the music, that would just be a whole new ambiance.
Absolutely, it's crazy.
That would be incredible.
I want to get a mime involved, but I keep on calling them, but I never hear anything back. Sorry.
On that note, do you have any last words or anything you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, buy my music.
Yeah. Tim Parker, he's on Spotify. Just look him up. There's a group
Hire
of Tim
me.
Parkers.
Yeah, gigs. Yeah, book me.
Gigs, you can get his phone number and his name.
Or just give me money. Yeah.
Yeah, give me money. That's the best way to do it. Here you go, show up.
But I'm more than willing to work for it too.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been really fun. You're very talented.
Oh, thank
very
you.
Entertaining. This was amazing. This has been another episode of the Stoney Shire Soapbox. Probably one of my favorites so far with Tim Parker.
Well, I've had a lot of fun too.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you came and just thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Corey, for letting us do this. And we'll see you guys next time.
Hey, before you head out, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. Every little bit helps in the long-term goals. Stay in the loop and follow us on Facebook, because trust me, you don't want to miss out what's to come. Join into our group pages and join the fun. And while you're at it, why not see what's happening at StoneyShire.com? Want to contribute to our cause? You can donate through our website or make a purchase at our shops. It all goes right back into building this dream. All those links can be found below in the description. Are you an artist? A writer? A juggler? Cheesemaker, or something in between? Whatever your talent is, we want to hear about it. So why not send us an email and tell us what it is, and discover where passion really gains a voice.